Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So in my last video, I think my last video, I opened up a little bit about my mental health and just talking a little bit about having anxiety. So I wanted to make a video kind of talking about things that help with my anxiety and things that I do when I start to feel anxious. And I hope that the things that I show you guys throughout this video are helpful to you guys as well. And if there are other things that you guys do, that you guys practice when you guys are feeling anxious, then be sure to leave them down below. I'm open to trying new things, and if you guys are interested in this video, then please keep watching and let's get started. So the first thing is meditation, and it's something that I was recently introduced to, and I don't practice every single day, although there are some days where I start my mornings with it just kind of as a mindful habit. I do use it a lot more when I'm feeling anxious, and there's this app that I use that I want to introduce to you guys. It's called Meditate. So it looks like this, and this is the one that I started with this morning. It's called Make Peace with Anxiety, and I love this app. It's free. So this is the home page. It has daily meditations for you to follow. So today's meditation, for example, is called Accept, and this one's about self-love. But I love that there's different types of categories depending on how you're feeling. They even have an airplane meditation that you guys can see here that I've done. It kind of takes you guys through the journey. Oh, that one was not free. I think I had a free trial. But you can see here, there's communicate with kindness, brief conflict resolution, and there's also different categories. So beginners, movement, focus. I'm not sure if all of these are free though. Reduce anxiety, and then reduce stress. So I just love finding things that I'm feeling and then just kind of keeping myself grounded that way. Meditating for me has been so good because it just puts me in this state of calmness, and it just feels so nice. So that's something that I definitely like to do. I guess I could say journaling also, but I don't really practice that enough. I didn't really grow up free writing too often. I think I mentioned this in another video, but like I remember being in school and the first assignment would be like write freely, and I would always have a hard time writing because I like to follow instructions. I like to have a prompt or something to follow, and I think when I'm journaling, or when I try to journal, it's kind of hard because I don't really know exactly what to write about. Sometimes when I am overwhelmed, I will just write or just type in my notes. But as of right now, I haven't physically written anything out. I don't have a journal, but it's probably something that I want to get into soon. So number 2 is just diving into my hobbies, and as you guys probably know, I have many of those. I get into things really easily, and I think I just fall in love with the idea of learning new things and just getting good at it. Last year I got into stickers, so I bought a Cricut, and then my home cafe station's probably been one of my more consistent hobbies. There's just something so therapeutic about getting lost in the art of coffee making or making teas, and just learning the different aspects of like the types of teas, the type of beans, where the beans grow, and it's just like a whole new world that I dive into, and I just love the process of it, which is funny because it can be contradicting to the anxiety that you have in terms of caffeine. So for me, I find that when I start to feel anxious, I stick to more teas, and that's what I've been drinking lately. I don't really feel that coffee has an effect on my anxiety too much, but lately I still have been sticking with tea. So matcha is really good. It does say that it helps with anxiety, and it also has a lot more great benefits to it. But more recently, I started getting into film photography, and I'm super excited about that. I do want to make a whole separate video on that. I did get a new camera, so I have 2 film cameras now that I'll probably dive into deeper in a whole separate video. I think that has really taught me a lot about being more patient and being more present, because usually with digital photography, I take my pictures and then I go home and I edit them. It's kind of like an instant gratification. I just have things super fast, and if I don't like something, I retake it. With film, I feel like because I can't see it, and because the development process does take a couple of days, it just helped me a lot and just helped me be overall just more present. So number 3 is CBD, and CBD comes in so many different types of products these days. There's drinks, there's body products, there's gummies, there's droplets, so many things, and there's a lot of great benefits to them. A lot of people use it for pain. It's good for anxiety, for stress. It's said to help with depression. And me personally, I like to take gummies whenever I feel anxious, and these are the ones that I have. Not sponsored, but you can tell how much I love them based on how much I have. I buy them whenever there's a sale because they're so good. Brand is called Plus, and they do have THC gummies and hybrid gummies, but these are pure CBD, so you won't get high whatsoever. This one is blueberry, and this one's my favorite flavor. They also have the melatonin one, which Andy takes sometimes. It comes with 14 gummies. There's 50 milligrams per gummy, and it recommends to take 1 to 2 depending on how you're feeling. I usually just take 1. They look like this. They're so good. They're super soft, and it's like sugar coated. They do sales usually for major holidays, so I would recommend keeping an eye out for that. And if you guys do get it, definitely get the blueberry one or the melatonin one. So number 4 is moving my body or going for walks, and that's something that I've incorporated into my routine more recently. If you guys saw my previous vlog, or I think it was a morning routine, I said that I started going on walks more often, and I love it. I never really liked leaving the apartment too often. I just found comfort in just being at home, just being a homebody, but I found that it's super important to just get out, get some fresh air, move my body, and it just kind of helps to reset my mind and kind of clear my head a little bit. But yeah, sometimes I'll do yoga. We used to do yoga in New York before the whole pandemic happened. Sometimes we'll still follow like a yoga session from YouTube and just do it here in the living room or in the office. But yeah, super important because I don't really go to the gym. Andy goes to the gym often, so that's something that I've been trying to do for myself, and it does help. And the last thing that helps with my anxiety is just reaching out to people. That was something that was hard for me to do for a while because I just felt like a burden all the time. Just even talking about it on social media, I just felt like, who would care about me feeling this way? And I just felt that way with my family, my friends as well. So for the longest time, I just kind of kept everything in, and that was very damaging for myself and my mental health. So I found that reaching out, it does help a lot. Getting a new perspective, just hearing myself talk about the things out loud just makes me feel a lot better. And I am super grateful for the support system that I have because they do understand where I'm coming from. They go through the same things. I feel like everyone goes through stuff, they just don't really talk about it. But yeah, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other tips and recommendations for me, I would love to hear it. Leave them in the comments. Therapy is another thing that I want to dive into in the future. It's something that I've been kind of back and forth with. I think it's just the initial step for me is kind of hard to take, but I've heard so many great things about it, and it is something that I want to do eventually. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.